It is 2 o'clock a.m., you need to sleep. But suddenly, your brain decides to remind you of an embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago. Your face gets hot in the dark. Your stomach drops. Nobody else even remembers it. But you are replaying it in full HWH. Why does this happen? Turns out, your brain isn't broken. It's just trying to protect you from a saber-toothed tiger. That sounds absurd. There's no tiger in your bedroom. But your brain doesn't fully know that. Not the ancient part of it. Anyways, what's actually happening deep inside your skull sits a small, almond-shaped cluster of neurons called the amygdala, your brain's built-in alarm system. The part that scans for danger before you're even consciously aware of it. For most of human history, nighttime was the most dangerous time to be alive. No streetlights, no locked doors, just darkness and whatever was moving in it. So your ancestors' brains evolved a simple rule. When the lights go out, stay alert, don't relax. Scan for threat. Has rule kept them alive long enough to have children who inherited the same jumpy, watchful brain. You inherited it too, but here's the twist. Your amygdala doesn't actually distinguish between a predator and a painful memory. To this ancient alarm system, a threat is a threat. It doesn't matter if it's a lion in the grass or the memory of your boss's disappointed face. Both trigger the exact same chemical response. A flood of cortisol, the stress hormone that sharpens your senses and keeps you from drifting off. Because falling asleep during a threat is how you got eaten at night when there's no actual lion to scan for. Your brain does something strange. It goes looking for a threat anyway. And since there isn't a physical one in the room, it reaches backward into memory and pulls up anything that ever felt dangerous. Social danger counts. Embarrassment counts. Rejection count. This is where a process called rumination kicks in, the mental habit of replaying a negative event over and over, as if repetition might somehow change the outcome. Scientists studying this pattern found something counterintuitive. Rumination isn't random misfiring. It's goal-directed. Your brain treats social mistakes as survival-level threats because, for most of human history, they basically were. Think about it from your ancestors' perspective. You didn't survive alone out there. You survived in a group, a small band of maybe 30 to 50 people who shared food, shelter, and protection. If you embarrassed yourself badly enough or broke the group's trust, you could be pushed out and outside the group, alone at night, unprotected. That was often a death sentence. So your brain learned to treat social humiliation with the same urgency as a physical attack. Getting rejected by the group wasn't just uncomfortable. It could kill you. That's why, even now, the memory of an awkward conversation can spike your heart rate almost as fast as a near-car accident. Is the counterintuitive part, the part that actually explains why this specifically happens at night, and not during your lunch break. During the day, your brain is busy. It's processing traffic, conversations, emails, decisions about what to eat. All of that activity keeps a system called the default mode network relatively quiet. This is the network that switches on specifically when you're not focused on any task, the one responsible for daydreaming, self-reflection, and yes, replaying old memories at night. The noise stops. No tasks left to do. No inputs left to process. And that's exactly when the default mode network takes over. Because it finally has room to silence doesn't calm your brain down. It hands the microphone to the one part of your mind that's been waiting all day to talk. And what does it talk about? Not your grocery list. Threats, unresolved threats, which in your case usually means unresolved social ones. The things you said, the things you didn't say, the way someone looked at you. Researchers have also found that cortisol itself follows a daily rhythm, dropping to its lowest point in the evening before you sleep, which sounds like it should help you relax. But lower cortisol at that time also means your brain's usual calm down signal is weaker, which leaves the alarm system with less resistance when it decides something needs your attention. Fewer daytime distractions. Weaker built-in breaks. That's the exact recipe for a 2 o'clock a.m. spiral. So here's how this plays out in your life right now. You lie down. The room goes quiet. Your body finally stops moving. And that's the precise moment your brain interprets as safe enough to check its messages. Except the inbox it opens is 5 years old, and every message in it is marked urgent. You didn't do anything wrong by remembering that moment. Your brain was doing exactly what it was built to do, scanning the dark for anything that once threatened your place in the group. It just hasn't updated its threat list in about 300,000 years. It still thinks losing face is the same as losing your life. It's 2 o'clock a.m. You still need to sleep. But now, when your brain drags up that embarrassing memory from 5 years ago, you know what's actually happening. There's no saber-toothed tiger in the room. There never was. Your brain just never got the memo that the group can't exile you anymore. And until it does, it's going to keep standing guard at the door, looking for a monster that stopped existing tens of thousands of years ago.